Black people making fun of Mexicans for what's happening right now with Mexican people. I have also seen black people make videos talking about Mexicans. Don't come to us for help because we're not helping. First of all, Mexicans are not alone. They have Honduran people. They have Salvadorian people. They have Guatemalan people. They have Nicaraguan people and a whole bunch of other countries that are willing to join forces with the Mexican people. Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are going to come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people. Mexican people stick together. They make it work. That's the total opposite of a black person. You want to call me racist? Go right ahead. I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, Mexican people are not alone. They have all of us. What makes you think that a Mexican will say, oh, okay, well, we have the blacks. Let's go to them. Come on now. Y'all don't even trust each other. What makes you think that a Mexican will trust you if you don't even trust your brother?
So other cultures come to this country, and one of the first conversations that they have amongst their people is to avoid the black people, that the black people are violent, the black people are problematic, stay away from the black people. And when you get here, then you treat us just as such, that we are less than, we are beneath, or that you are better than us. All y'all cultures, all other cultures treat us that way. Name a culture, and yes, Haitians too. Yes. Africans, yes. Mexicans, yes. Latinos, yes. Asians, yes. Koreans, yes. Everybody wants to avoid black people and paint us in a stereotypical light. Minus the ones who then gain proximity to us and see that we are compassionate, we are loving, we are family oriented, we like to have fun. But when you are not in proximity of us, you run with the stereotype that this society has painted of us. And you treat us as such. Within the Latino community, you don't like that I'm saying what I'm saying. But is it true? Is it true? Is it hard to see yourself and to face those truths now that you're in a hot seat? Is it that? Because I find it really funny how now you guys are going through what you're going through. And all this time, when anybody have made a mistake in a Dominican for black, I'm not black. I'm not black. Nobody wanted to be black. But y'all want to call upon us now that y'all are in this seat of fire, and y'all want us to put ourselves in harm's way. And you're going to say there's no harm as people process. When black people gather, they get fearful because we are powerful. So yeah, we bring our asses out there and it will be met with violence. So yes, I'm telling our people who look like me, because that's the only obligation that I have is to my people. And to unify my people, because society has kept us divided for so long. So me promoting unity amongst my people and telling us, mind your business, that don't got nothing to do with us. It is all facts and all truth. Why the heck will we come out of our safety of our homes to go out in the streets and march and protest when we know that gets nothing? It breeds no results, right? So you want us to get out and do something that we know doesn't work. Y'all watched us do it and y'all seen that it gets no results. And y'all also have seen through history how they treat melanated people. When they get out there and they start protesting, what the heck are we protesting? We are from this country. This is our country. If anything, all of y'all are illegal immigrants to us. Every race that is not an aboriginal, indigenous to this land. But right now, it just happens to be the Hispanics and the Latinos. And it's unfortunate, but it's not our fight. So me telling my people to stay their asses in the house, focusing on self, focusing on their self-love and their oneness, so that when they look at their left and their right and they see their brother or their sister that looks like them, they will treat them a little differently because of oneness. While y'all are going through what y'all are going through, y'all voted for that man. You made your bed, now lay in it. My people are going to mind our business. We're going to watch. And we're going to focus in on ourselves. This is our land. We are aboriginals to this land. We are indigenous to this land. So my promotion of melanated people's self-love and oneness is not a division. It is a oneness of us. My only obligation lies to melanated people and to women. because first I am a woman and then I am of melanin. I'm not sure what came first, okay, the chicken or the egg, but I am both, and my only obligation is to those things. It is unfortunate that this is where you are in you all's journey, but when you came to this country and you treated us the way you treated us, and don't say that you didn't. Don't say that you didn't. You guys lynched, you guys murdered, you guys killed, you guys threw cocktails, you guys did all of these things to people who look like me, just for moving into your communities. You treated us crazy, just because they told you that we were something and you thought that you were better than us. So now that your ass is in the hot seat, you looking for us. Where are we? Where are we? We are where we are safe. We are safe because this is not our battle. So stop looking to black people as your scapegoat, as your savior. When it's all said and done, you're going to go and spit on us. Get the fuck out of here.
Shut up, ape, before I put you in a cage.
All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you for tuning in. And today's video, we are watching, black people. Well, first video was looks like a Hispanic Mexican. He was saying that Mexicans, they are not asking for help. They are not asking the black people to help them. And the next video, this lady, she was very angry, saying that, all the Hispanics, supposedly they hate black people. And they said that the black people are violent. But in this situation that we are in right now, we just need to stay together. We need to stay together. Together we are strong. It doesn't matter if you are white, black, Hispanic, or for any other country. We need to stay together. If we are living here in United States, we should be reunited, not trying to fight against each other. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We need to stay together. That's the only way we're gonna get out of this situation, with victory. So we're not supposed to be fighting each other, because the rich is on the top and all of us, we are on the bottom. So all of us on the bottom, we'll start fighting. It's gonna be worse. So we are here together. Stay together. That's the only way we're going to be able to make it out of this.
That's what a Latino employee told a black employee for trying to de-escalate a situation. Shut up, ape, before I put you in a cage. And then he goes on to tell him, hey, I don't care if you report me. My family owns this Chick-fil-A. This happened at Chick-fil-A in Idaho Falls. And the family that the employee's talking about, the Latino employee's talking about, is the Ibarra family. They're very affluent in the restaurant industry. And at this particular Chick-fil-A, Eric Ibarra was the manager and his son worked with him. They will go on and create a hostile work environment for Thomas Wade. 7 months of hostility and racial slurs. It will say things like, of course he works at Chick-fil-A. He's black and he loves chicken. They even called him that one racist word that they fight to use daily on this app. And it just didn't stop with racial slurs. They promoted a new white employee over him into a leadership role. Mind you, Thomas was there longer than him. Thomas reported these incidents 20 to 30 times, and that Chick-fil-A ended up firing him. And of course, he hit them with a lawsuit.
Y'all told us to shut the fuck up when old boy was kneeling on George Floyd's neck for like 20 minutes.
Did you just saw this video? This black man that he used to work Chick-fil-A, and he was getting discriminated. That is insane. We are already in 2025 and we're still seeing situation like this. This is freaking ridiculous and crazy.
Back in 2020, and now y'all mad because we're not protesting for y'all because of something y'all voted for? Newsflash, shut the fuck up.
Say it again. Y'all can't blame us. We ain't out there robbing shit and looting and doing the crazy shit that y'all doing. So the lady on CNN that said that, oh, that's not the Latinos and shit like that, that's the black people that came out there. No, sweetheart, we at home. I'm at home enjoying the fruits of my labor. I feel like I'm more safer at home because when we was going through what we was going through, y'all motherfuckers wasn't nowhere to be found. So why the fuck would I be out there helping y'all? I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100. Y'all got it. Y'all handling it. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Even if we were to help y'all, it's just going to get worse. Them motherfuckers is not playing with y'all. They is not playing with y'all. They shooting y'all with the fucking beanbag guns and shit, and that shit hurt. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not out there, sweetie. We at home. Some of us gotta work. Some of us gotta take care of our kids. We gotta handle our business. So, and I'm making sure I make this video respectful as possible because TikTok is real sensitive and they already took my other video down for harassment and bullying. So I'm not harassing or bullying nobody. We at home. You can't blame us.
It's very sad that one thing that every race have in common is disliking black people. That's the one thing that every freaking race have in common is disliking us. But another thing they have in common is using us for our money and our sympathy and empathy. Because blacks, let me set y'all straight. Y'all feel sorry for people too fast and too much and at the wrong time. Y'all always, because I see some of y'all saying that the things that we saying we shouldn't be saying. Stop feeling sorry for people and stop letting them use your religion against you. Stop letting them use that God that they gave you against you. That's so weird to me. Y'all don't understand that the empathy and sympathy that y'all do have is been programmed. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for your enemies half the time, bruh. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for people that will not go into bed for you at all, not one time, not one bit. You wind up feeling sorry for people that wouldn't do for you that you would do for them. So you start turning on your own people. The one thing those other races do have in common, they stick together. No matter right or wrong or indifferent, they will stick together. But they'll find something weak in us, which is a lot, to make us turn on each other, okay? And start saying, yeah, well, y'all shouldn't be saying that about them people. I feel bad. Yes, we feel bad that it's happening. But you think we about to go in front line because we feel bad? Baby, it take a little bit more feeling bad than for me to get up out there. So at the end of the day, if we're next, we sitting there, we understanding what we need to do. Huh? We ready. Be blessed.
Lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation.
The one thing your dad needs the most is his family. And that is the one thing that his own daughter kept from him by voting for Trump, because you thought you were white. But this is the most extreme reality check for you, that your proximity to whiteness, that your white husband, your white baby, your white in-laws, your new white family, none of that means you are white. And it's not going to protect you, and it didn't protect your dad. You voted for a man who you knew was immoral and inhumane, who ran on mass deportation and said,
"They're poisoning the blood of our country." That's what they've done.
Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He's talking about your dad. He's talking about you. But you thought other people would suffer, and you were perfectly okay with that because you thought you were white. So that makes you immoral and inhumane for voting for Trump. And therefore, you voted for your own father who is suffering, who is terminally ill, to spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation, to die in a cell with his final memories being pain and isolation. You got to spend the rest of your life knowing that this is how your father died because of your vote. This is an extreme example of how pathetically desperate some brown and black people are for white acceptance and white validation. They will trade in their own family and loved ones for it. That self-hate that stems from generations of internalized racism, the need to still assimilate to whiteness, is still so ingrained in so many Latinos who will erase themselves just to be disposable to people who will never accept them. She's a perfect example. She was dumb enough to let those people use her for her vote, and now she's disposable to them in the worst way possible.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what...
All right, guys. This past video, it is sad and it is crazy at the same time. You know, this lady, her father is an illegal immigrant. Even though she voted for Trump, knowing that Trump ran his campaign saying over and over that he was going to do mass deportation. Why did she vote for Trump, knowing that her father was, it was staying in the United States illegally? Now she came, on the internet crying about it, that her father is in prison and her father is, very, very sick. I'm sorry to hear that, but you knew it. You voted, even though you voted for Trump, knowing that he said it many, many, many times that he was going to do mass deportation. Why you did it? So now, it's your fault. It is your fault that your father is pretty much dying in jail because of your action. It is crazy.
I will vote for Donald Trump. That's Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Vote where I was at for Donald Trump. The Florida Hispanics had a hit with that one. Y'all trash. Y'all trash. Trump trash. His wig is trash. All y'all are garbage, okay? Y'all gonna be the downfall of the Latinos every motherfucking time. Florida Latinos, Hispanics from Florida. You cannot tell them that they are not Caucasian. Like, it's really just ridiculous.
To the Latino community, we sympathize with you and what y'all are going through right now. And I also want to especially shout out to the Latino community, the people who understand why black people are not coming outside. I want to say thank you to y'all. And for the ones that don't understand, I'll explain it. Y'all want us to fight for you, not with you. Y'all don't like black people until y'all need black people to do something for y'all. Y'all would rather us come put our bodies on the front lines because y'all know they don't give a damn about taking our lives. So if we go out there on that front line and we lose our lives, it's okay as long as you get to keep yours. Also, the transactional support. Y'all like, oh, we were there for Black Lives Matter. We were there for our ancestors was there for civil rights movement. Okay, and y'all think because y'all ancestors did something or because y'all did something, we have to? That means that what y'all did was transactional, that y'all only supported us so that we can support you. You didn't support us because you wanted to. You supported us because you wanted something back. That's transactional. How about you hold your own people accountable or hold somebody else accountable? Because y'all keep saying that we are next. How about you talk to the Hispanic people who voted for him, or talk to the Asian people who voted for him, or the other communities? Because the truth of the matter is, we can't be deported. So with that being said, talk to the people that can. The people that look at y'all and say, well, we got here legally. No, they went through the same process y'all went through. Their process is just a little more easier because they appeal to them more. How about you all appeal to them? Why y'all keep trying to appeal to us? And then y'all say stuff like, don't let them divide us. Don't let them divide us. We need to stay united. Question: when have we all been united? I'll wait. And my good friend Boss Up and Get It Now had a valid question. If we do all kumbaya somehow and come together and get along and we fight for you all, right? We fight, we lose our lives, some of us survive, then what? Will you then stop saying the N-word? Will you then stop thinking, oh, black people are lazy and they just all play the victim? Oh, all black people are criminals. Then what? Does that change the way y'all think about us? I don't think it will. I think y'all want us to fight for you, not with you, because y'all really don't care what happened to us. Y'all just want us on the front line so they can take our lives.
This is a really common sentiment that I'm seeing online, and while I do think that you're 100% valid in the way that you feel in your experience with racism from the Latino community, because let's be real here, Latinos, like a lot of Latinos are fucking racist. A lot of them are colorist as well. However, a lot of Latinos are also not anti-black. A lot of Latinos are also willing to call out the colorism and racism towards melanated communities even within our own community. Generalizing a whole population based on your personal experiences is not it, but you are 100% valid in the way that you feel. However, the rest of your talking points in that comment thread, Another common sentiment that I'm seeing online is that a lot of Latinos voted for this. And as someone with family members who also voted for that, I don't claim them. California is a blue state, so the majority of the people here voted blue regardless, it doesn't matter and it shouldn't matter in terms of humanity and empathy, but I do feel that talking point should be made when discussing what's going on here in LA. On top of that, a lot of the Latinos being detained right now could not vote. And you know what's worse? They're outside of elementary schools. They are intimidating families. They are taking and detaining children and putting them in zip ties. Also, one of the most important things to keep in mind is that this affects minority communities in more ways than just immigration, because Adriana Smith is still being kept on fucking life support. There's also a Haitian woman that people seem to have forgotten about who died in ICE custody. Her name is Marie Angie Blaze. 12 Asian employees at a nail salon were also detained recently. I'm not sure who else they've gotten since then, because with everything that's going on and how censored the news is, we don't get to see how much they're truly fucking attacking minority communities. And they are coming for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're Latino. At the end of the day, it's minorities versus the corrupt administration that seeks to divide us. We need to fight for ourselves, and we need to fight for each other and stick with each other. We also need to call each other out when there's racism amongst our own communities. If you can't protest, there's other ways to help. And honestly, glorifying influencers for posting a singular thing and being done with it is not something I want to do, which I'm referring to the whole comment thread that I'm responding to, because with that said, have the day you deserve, and this isn't just about Latinos. Okay, bye.
All right, this message is for my brown people. And although us black folks decided to sit this one out because we did.
All right, guys, ICE, they're just going after, easy targets. Like she was saying, they are going to schools, nail salons, schools, arresting, minors and put it then in zip ties. That's just crazy. They're just going after easy targets and they just don't care. So now it's not anything against, blacks, against Hispanics or against anybody else. They are, going after the easy targets.
They try to warn y'all at the polls. We do see that it's fucked up. California is a blue state. 66% of Latinos in California voted against Trump, but it's not enough. You got to work on your people that hate us. Then you got to rally your people because they hate you like they hate us. And don't tell me this is not about race. There's over 500,000 undocumented immigrants in America from Poland or Russia or Germany, the UK, Italy, Ireland, all over Eastern Europe. But they not joining the protests because they not being targeted. America has always been obsessed with race. You burglarize and steal someone's home, make laws that only protect you, then get upset when they want to move back in. Talking about, we need to protect our borders. Most of you never even met a Mexican American, and if you have, they probably doing a job that you would never want to do anyway. These ain't criminals. They're snatching up students and nurses and builders and farmers, electricians and plumbers. They got fucking armored vehicles pulling up on line cooks. You're separating mothers from their children and telling people who've been here for decades to just go and start a life somewhere else because you're uncomfortable. In their land. You just took their shit and was even too lazy to change the names. It's still San Francisco, San Diego, San Bernardino, Ventura, Calabasas, Rancho Cucamonga. But it's all in the name of law, right? Well, hanging people was law. Owning people was law. Segregation was law. Jim Crow, mass incarceration, redlining, stop and frisk. Law, 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 law. Just because it's written don't make it right. You know Adolf had laws too. It's funny how you want people to follow the rules when they only benefit you. So let me get this straight. A man who was found guilty of committing 34 felonies is turning our troops against people who committed a civil violation. Being undocumented is a civil violation, not a felony. So who you put in office is far worse than any of these folks out here just trying to build a life in America. But y'all let him slide because he's white. I'm here in LA and not a single person died during these protests. 5 people died when they stormed the Capitol and those thugs were pardoned. Can you imagine if black and brown people stormed the Capitol? We wouldn't make it onto the fucking lawn before we got slaughtered. You naggers are all savages. You're tearing up property. Are you telling me that an insured Apple store or Louis Vuitton store is more important than the historic Capitol building of the United States? At least when black and brown people riot, it's for survival or civil rights. White America will burn a whole city down because their team won the World Series. So to all my brown brothers and sisters, coming from a people who's been fighting on the front lines for over 400 years, sacrificing our bodies so that Muslims and Asians and Africans and Indians and brown people can live a comfortable life in America, please realize that we are tired. A bit of advice. There is not a word that you can say to make those racists feel compassion because they do not view you as their equal.
You know, I've been seeing this discourse between the black community and the Latino community, and there's something that really sticks out to me. I keep hearing this argument that once they come for us, once they're finished coming for us, they will come for you. Once they're finished coming for the brown people, they will come for the black people. And the reason why I think Black America seems to be continuing to push back on this particular argument is because they are making a point that is honestly getting lost in this entire conversation. What Black Americans have been saying more so than we did our protesting in November when we voted at the polls is that this problem, this issue, this plague of racism and discrimination, this fight for civil rights that has been going in this country has not finished, did not end back in the 60s, in the 70s, when we made so much progress for not just our community, but all communities that were trying to come into this country and establish a life for themselves. In fact, I believe the black community has continued to say over and over again that this fight is something we should all be paying attention to. But the more that we made that point throughout the years, the more we were ignored. The more people told us that we were the ones fear-mongering, that we were the ones who could not let go of the racial injustice, the racial tensions, and all of the issues that we saw very clearly were still plaguing this country. And that absolutely included a divide between the Latino community and the black community for a very, very long time. You see, despite the fact that we have lived in communities that have been right next to each other, right on top of each other, we blend our cultures in so many different ways, there's definitely been a tension between Black Americans and Latino Americans. For whatever reason, that tension is there, and I can't point to one specific thing, but it's real. And because of that tension, there's a distrust. Because of that distrust, it leads us to situations where, coming up to this past election, when Black Americans were telling not just Latino, they were telling everybody that Donald Trump was not somebody you should be voting for, nobody wanted to listen. In fact, the data shows, the poll numbers show that every other community in this country was heavily divided besides the black community that voted 92% of women for Kamala Harris and 80% of men for Kamala Harris. I think what Black Americans have been trying to say.
All right, guys. Let me know what do you guys think about this whole situation that Black people and Hispanics people, you know, they say that they need to stay together and fight together, but pretty much right now there's little that we can do about it, because Trump is already in the Oval Office, the White House, and we have another pretty much 3 years to go of this whole situation. And Hispanics, they are saying, that after they are done with Hispanic, they're going to go after Black people, but they cannot deport Black people. So what are they going to do to them? So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.